Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Wednesday, the 1st of March. With Robert Murray McShane, we read Luke chapter 15 today with three very well-known parables. The parable of the lost sheep, where the shepherd loses one out of 99 sheep and then goes to find it, and finally, having found it, brings it home rejoicing. The second parable of the lost coin. A woman has 10 silver coins and loses one of them, so she sweeps the house out and searches everywhere, finds it and rejoices. And then the story of the prodigal son, or the prodigal sons, where a man has two sons. One of them takes his inheritance, runs away, squanders the inheritance on wild living, and eventually things go completely pear-shaped, and he says, "Oh, let me go back home again. It's better at home than it is here." And he does, and he comes home, and his father rushes out and welcomes him back. So we have these three stories of things being lost and being found again. And as I was thinking about it, I thought two of them, you have the owner searching for them. And it's almost saying that we've been lost, and God comes and searches for us. We're the lost sheep. Jesus, God the shepherd, comes looking for us, and then he finds us and takes us home. Likewise, the coin. He's the woman that searches, sweeps out the house, finds the coin, and retrieves it. And so, on the one hand, we're lost, and God comes and finds us. He does all the work. And then you go into the prodigal son, where the son comes to his senses and says, "I will go back to God. I'll go back to my father." And that is also true of our lives, that we reach a point where we suddenly hear the gospel and it makes sense to us, and we say, "That's what I need. I need to go to God. I need to pray to him. I need to make this commitment. I need to give myself to God." And it's a both and. And so it's not a case of, does God come and find us? Yes or no? Or do we have to go and find God? Yes or no? It's one or the other. No, it's a both and. And in the tale of the prodigal son, you see that as well, where as the son comes, the father rushes out to greet him and makes him welcome, says, you're welcome back as my son. And so we have both of them. God works in us to find us, to save us, to draw us back to himself. That's the graciousness of God. That's the prevenient grace of God. God going ahead of us and drawing us to himself. And then we also have the sense of that we turn ourselves and turn back to God, and we go back to God as he's waiting to receive us with open arms. And it's a both and they work together, and we can never stop and say, "Oh, I don't have to do anything, I can just leave it, God will do it all." And we also can't say, "I did it all because I came back to God." That we work with God, God works with us, and that's how we come to faith. So be encouraged to turn to God, to hang on to God, to trust in God, and to know that as we're coming to God, seeking him, he's also a God that's been looking for us, sweeping out the house, looking for the lost sheep. And that makes a huge difference. Be encouraged and know that you're blessed.